Välkommen till Minifuel. This is day 35 of Archaon Month. And today we're continuing up our little wrap up of Dhorgar. It's really moving along. And actually earlier today I played a game with my army. It was a bit of a proxy game because I didn't want to bring this unfinished guy with me, not because he's unfinished, but because he's a bit of a pain to transport. So, not that this is going to be an army building log, but my list is essentially Archaon, 3 units of Arengard, a Gaunt Summoner, and all the stuff that I need to buff it, basically Khorne heroes. It's a very fun and easy list because you don't really do anything. You just put down your models, shove them forward, and charge. Compared to my older armies that were quite a bit more tactical, had to be tactical, it's very relaxing. And Varangard that hit on 2+, it's pretty good. Alright, so what's been going on with this guy? There's two major factors today. There's the tail, and there's the hairs. So let's go and zoom in on those. Starting with the tail here, you can see that I've got like a blend going on here. This one's was actually a lot simpler than the skin blends, thankfully. Not quite as smooth in the end, but really a lot of fun, and I think they look pretty cool. So the idea here is that in the original Archaon model, there's just this sort of orange color that goes all the way here. But I couldn't really use that because I've got the red and orange base, I've got the head, I've got all the little details. You'd really get a lot of like orange, and it would be overpowering. So instead, I wanted to bring the colors from the heads into the tail. So you got like the Khorne demon part, the Tzeentch demon part, and the Nurgle demon part. Sort of to bring the top of the model and the bottom a bit together. So what's been done was that just painted the whole section black, base coated it, painted a small section a lighter color, started blending in the black and the tail, and then went over it again with some more colors. So it hasn't really been complicated, and in some areas I need to go back over it because I see sort of here you can see that I painted the black in a bit of a line, and that looks really unnatural. It makes it really obvious that I painted it in a line, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And then I just did a Skaven Blight Dinge and Dawnstone, maybe, over the black of the tail, so it matches the rest of the body here, but without going as bright as that does. So I feel that this brings sort of a magical element to the model, but I hope and I feel that it's not really too overpowering or too distracting. So this is how I've painted the fur. This one's a bit more heavy-handed, a bit rougher, just to try and get a bit of that like fur sensation into it. So it's a nice like easy brown because I wanted to make this a little bit more naturalistic. Like I was wondering if I was going to do it similar to how I did the tail with like the colors and stuff. But I decided that it would actually probably be better for the model to bring some of that brownish detail from the front back into the back of the model. And now you also have a bit of a like overlap in the colors between the wings and the fur. That's probably going to change as I get some more paint on the wings. But right now, I think it's a good color because it's a strong contrast to the white without being overpowering. But I do think that I need to go over this a bit more because right now it looks quite messy. I see now that I'm probably a bit hasty in showing this to you guys, but I wanted to get it done, and it sort of is. But this is sort of how the fur of the model, which is here and on the arms and on the front, is going to look, and it really fits well with the rest of the model, like, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a painting professional, so there's probably a lot of people out there that can tell me how my color balance is wrong and how I need to up my brush work or something like that. And they're probably right. Like, I'm trying to work on all of that stuff. But like, if I was really good, I'd plan everything out. But I'm really not. Until I started painting the tail, I wasn't sure how it was going to work. So I just tried some few things. Same that I'd done with the skin, done with the scales, doing with the wings, doing with the heads. It's really a test and an exploration, and something that I feel I could only do because I've been painting and trying to improve myself for so long, that I'm getting an intuitive, if not a very good, like an intuitive sense of colors and how to apply them, but not necessarily the formal stuff. Like, the better painters probably have a color wheel somewhere that they can sort of check and go, all right, that fits with that, and that fits with that, stuff like that. I don't. So I hope like the whole model is starting to look kind of interesting for you guys. Like, my main issues now personally is the mane, which is, you know, still a bit bright, but I'm not sure if I want to do it like fur. And then getting some color on those wings, deciding if I want them to be this sort of flesh shade, or if I want to do them like Kislev flesh, like really pale as skin, or something else completely. I've not decided yet. So I'll keep on trucking with this thing, and until next time, ha det bra!